In this lesson, we're going to see how to redirect print from the screen to a file. So we're going to work in the interactive shell again, so let's open that. So in the last lesson, we saw that printing to the screen, we used the print function and we put the data we want to print inside parentheses as the argument to the function. A primitive way to perform the same function is to import the sys library. We haven't talked about importing libraries yet, but like most modern languages, Python has a series of libraries which bring added functionality to the fundamental language or the basic language. By doing this, we keep the language small, the core language small, which increases the efficiency and productivity of the language. And then when we need additional functionality, we simply import the library that we need. So to see how the print function works, we have to import the sys library to get at one of the objects of that library, standard out, and it has a function write. In this case, we want to put a new line in there to write out data to the screen. So the print function is just a easier way of doing import sys.standardout.write, and then the data that you want to write out to the screen. But with this in mind, we can redefine standard out. It's just by default going to the screen, but we can redefine it. We do that by referencing the object sys.standardout, and then we open a file that we want to use. So we'll call this text.dat, and we'll open it to append. So now when we say print hello, notice it didn't print anything on the screen. And if we exit out of the shell and type out the file using the DOS command type, we'll see that our text hello went to the file instead of the screen. And every other time that we use the print command in that session, then it would have sent that output to the file. Now, we close the session by typing exit. So now when we open up the shell again, we haven't redirected output to sys.standardout, so it's still going to the right place. Let's do it again, like so. So once again, our output with print is going to the file and not to the screen. So a better way to redirect output is to, rather than redefine sys.standardout, is to redirect where print goes when we issue the print command. And here's how we're going to do that. First thing we need to do is we need to define a text object. We'll create a new file, open it for appending. And then any data that we want to print to that file, we're going to use print and then redirect it using the double greater than sign to the text file, and then whatever text we want to provide now goes there. And then if I say print. So now the print function, the default version, prints to the screen, and when we want to print to a file, we redirect it using the redirect operator, the double greater than sign, and say take the data, the second argument, and send it to the file. So that's the better way to do print redirection in Python. So that's how you do it. That's how we redirect print when we don't want to print to the screen. And that concludes this lesson, and we're ready to move to the last lesson of the chapter, where we're going to discuss how to get input from the keyboard into our Python programs.